Alright, hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I am Anna, and today we're going to be going through only things that I love. It's pretty much a favorites video where I talk about stuff that I've been loving, using, and truly enjoying this last couple of months. It's pretty much a favorites video. This video will encompass hair care, skincare, makeup, lifestyle things, and everything that's just kind of contributed to my happiness lately, and just stuff I've been enjoying. It's only the good things. We're not going to talk about any of the bad. So that's what we're doing today. And spoiler, today's theme, when we get to the lifestyle portion, is going to be mostly faith stuff. So if that doesn't interest you, you can always just click out after we talk about the makeup, hair care, and skincare. You're not going to hurt my feelings. So yeah, before we get into it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know down below some things that you have been loving lately that has brought you joy, happiness, warm, fuzzy feelings, or just a sense of comfort. Anything like that. Anything that's just made you feel good. Let's comment that down below and talk all about it. And it could be something super trivial. It doesn't have to be anything deep or big, major. It could just be a new lip gloss. It doesn't matter. Let me know what you've been enjoying lately. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and get into the video. Also, get you coffee. Get you a coffee and a snack, because we're going to be here a minute. Or just put me on in the background while you're doing stuff around the house. Again, I don't mind that one bit. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, let's start with makeup, because you know that's my favorite thing. And probably more so the reason that you're here. Let's kick it off there. And we're going to start with some eyeshadow palettes. I have a couple of them that I have been loving the last few months since I got my hands on them. Well, it's been longer than a few months. I think I got around Christmas time. Anyway, it's the Natasha Denona Golden Palette and the Huda Icy Nude Palette. These two I have been reaching for so much and enjoying immensely. The quality of both of them is fantastic. Let's talk about the gold palette first. I love gold. And I put off getting this palette initially because I was like, you don't need it. You have those colors a million times over in your makeup collection. But the thing is, those were older palettes. Do I need another dupe of Naked Honey? Or another version of Naked Honey? You know what? Yes, I do, because that's my favorite palette. And I love yellow-based browns and honey tones and amber and all those types of colors. And they are, I think, very flattering on the eye. Also, I think this palette's going to be beautiful for the warmer summer months. Even though it's been out a minute, you probably already have it if you're going to get it. I think the summer months would be a nice time to reach for it if you do have it in your collection. Look at these colors. I mean, it is gorgeous. It is nuanced. It is complex. There's a lot going on here. It is not what meets the eye. Of course, you have your standard bright, crazy golds, but you also have some interesting, more amber shades and some dual chromatic shifts and interesting plays on the whole golden vibe. Like some of these shades have like a silver sparkle in them or something. There's uniqueness. There's some unique tones in here that make this kind of special among the handful of palettes that look like this. There's something that's special about it, and you have a variety of formulas and finishes. You can have a lot of fun with this palette, and not every look is going to look the same. You can get something nice and warm. You can get something a little bit more golden. You can get something soft every day, some super full glam. You got a lot of variety and options within this color story. And I really appreciate that. You have these colors they're special. They're very special. So love this palette so much, and quickly has become one of my favorites that I want to reach for all the time. I'm a big fan of Natasha Denona's eyeshadows as it is. So yeah, this color story, I don't know what took me so long to get it. I should have got it when it came out. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't. Anyway, got it now, and I'm very happy to have this in my collection. And I think you can create some amazing looks with it. I can't wait for this to be one of my summer go-to palettes. Next up, the Icy Nude palette. Not a likely palette to think of for summer, but I think you can actually make this work for some nice soft, summery, ethereal looks. It's definitely more of, to me, a wintry palette, and that's really where I found myself reaching for it the most, was during those colder months, because Icy Nude palette. You can get soft every day from this. You can get full glam. You got so much versatility here. Really unique shades and undertones and shifts and complex textures and formulas. There's a lot happening in this palette, and I feel like it kind of went under the radar a little bit. It's unique and it's fun, and there's a lot of nuance within it that I think maybe isn't apparent online. It's one of those things you gotta experience it in person, which I say that about all of Huda's palettes. They may look pretty on the internet, but once you see them in person, they're like, whoa. And again, this is a really nice progression coming out of Pretty Grunge. It's the softer side of it, and you've got some really fun silvery glitters and just pure metallic goodness in here. You have some warm shades, cool shades. You got purple undertones, mauve undertones. It's a beautiful palette, and the quality has been great. I've enjoyed it, and I found it not to be too hard to work with. Of course, Huda to me is a little bit fallout heavy, so I do recommend doing your eyes first with palettes like this, because there are a couple of more chunkier shades. But I very much enjoyed the palette and liked every look that I've created. I haven't had a hard time working with it. And yeah, it's what I got on the eyes today. I love the way the look come out, and I find myself being able to reach for this palette and not have to think too much. Like on just the day-to-day basis, I can go for these mattes and create a really pretty look and just throw one of these little softer shimmers in. Or if I want to do something very glam, cool toned, I can go with these sparkly glitters and really amp up a look and have a good time with it and just have fun. And I've really enjoyed this palette. I believe she said that this is going to be her last palette like this size. And I did see that she now officially fully owns her brand. So I think she's gonna have full control of the brand now, which I feel like she's had a really good kind of hands-on control of the brand as it was. Like you can always see her vision through the makeup and the way she talks about the makeup. And yeah, I've always thought she did a really good job with her formulations, and she's not afraid to experiment, try new things, and set trends in the beauty community. She's definitely always been ahead of the curve on that kind of stuff, and brands have tried to dupe her for since the beginning. She's been one of the trend-setting brands, and I'm happy for her to be in full ownership of her brand. I look forward to seeing what she's going to do in the future, and I think that she's a lovely human, and I look forward to her products. So yeah, there's that. Speaking of Miss Huda, we have got the Huda pink powder here, her Easy Bake powder in the shade Yube Birthday Cake. Girl, this is like hot pink. Electric violet, I believe is what she describes this as. It is so pretty though. Shockingly pretty. I think this could work on a multitude of skin tones and create a really nice brightening effect. It is electric. It really is. And I was a little concerned on my skin tone because I'm clearly pretty ghostly, but actually it creates a really pretty kind of pink haze. Soft pink haze on me that suits my skin tone as it is, because I am a pretty pink undertone kind of gal, and it just kind of works. And I was surprised by that, because on the skin it's not nearly as vibrant as it looks in the pan. You gotta really pack it on if you're trying to get that kind of vibrance. And yeah, I just think it really gives a cool brightening effect, and the way it can merge into blush and create this beautiful haze and airbrush effect is really lovely. So yeah, really cool shade. The formula I'm really impressed with. The formulation of the Easy Bake powder is amazing. I mean, talk about pore erasing. Great formula. I think I'm gonna have to get this in some different shades, in the lighter shades, just to have them, and maybe one for all over the face, because I really love the way this powder looks on the skin. It's not heavy. It's super finely milled. It just gives such a perfected look, and I actually really like the fragrance. That's gonna be a downside to a lot of people, is that it has a very strong fragrance, but I love that. I like that it has a scent to it because it doesn't irritate me. I know that's gonna irritate a lot of people. I'm sorry. It's heavily fragranced, but it's a pretty fragrance. And I think at one point she had actually bottled it, like the fragrance that's in the Easy Bake stuff, and had it for sale because I saw somebody in a random reel on Facebook. I get the most random reels on Facebook. Do you? I guess I don't really use them that often, so it's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff. And for a minute, it was serving me up like these organizing videos of people like organizing their makeup collections. And you could tell it's just them reorganizing the same stuff over and over and over, just recreating the content with different organizers. Side tangent. Anyway, somebody had the an Easy Bake fragrance in that video, and I was like, but I can't find it anymore online. You might could probably get like on eBay or something like that, but I didn't see it on Huda's website or anywhere else like that, like official. So it must have been maybe a limited edition run or something she did with PR that got sent out. I would not mind that being in a fragrance though. It is a really pretty powdery fragrance. It smells a little Momo-esque, a little dated, but in a good way. It's a cozy, loving fragrance. It makes me think of lace doilies and warm hugs. And I mean, are you going to complain about that? I'm not. I like that. I like this fragrance, okay? So yeah, great powder. I've been really enjoying that. And liking the odd bright lilac shade. It's a bold choice. Again, she's not afraid to experiment. It was a bold choice that works. It works. Somehow, color theory magic. This is pretty on the under eye. So anyway, that's great stuff. And then speaking of pink powders, we got the Wet n Wild one, which is, holy cow, amazing drugstore option here. You get a ton of product. This is in their photo focus range, and this is soft pink. If you don't want to spend Huda prices, but want an amazing soft focus, blurring, brightening, setting powder, this one from Wet n Wild is shockingly good. Shockingly good. It is a softer pink. It's more just a classic kind of pink powder. Very brightening. Very beautiful on the under eye. I've always thought the photo focus powder was stunning on the skin. It was just always a little bit too dark on me. Like it darkened my under eyes. And them just throwing this out on the market, not even telling nobody, it just showed up in the stores. Thank you, Wet n Wild, because I love the formulation of this powder, and now I can use it, and it works for me. And being the ghost that I am, I can use this all over my face, and it kind of works because I'm already a little bit pink and pale. So brightening powders half the time just match me more than anything else. But it is a beautiful, beautiful powder and an amazing price point. I cannot get over how affordable this is. Yeah, it's a good one. It is a good one. 10 out of 10. And again, a ton of product in here too for like $8. So good stuff, Wet n Wild. Knocking it out of the park. Wet n Wild always does amazing on their foundation and complexion products. That's one place that Wet n Wild, to me, truly shines, is on complexion, which is surprising because everything is so affordable, yet performs like such high quality, amazing product. It goes to show you that you can make wonderful, high performance, feels like high-end makeup at an affordable price point. It can be done, and it can be done cruelty-free without raising the prices and charging almost $20. Wet n Wild can do it. Everyone else can too. Just saying, e.l.f. with your new $18 foundation. Wet n Wild's got a skin tint that is like $5. That is chef's kiss. And their skin tint, amazing. Anyway, the pink powder, good stuff. Wet n Wild, and thank you for not charging over $10 for it. Okay, speaking of pink correcting things, the Revlon Glimmer Concealer in the brightening pink shade. I think it's just called Pink. Neutralizer Pink. This is a gorgeous concealer. The formulation is a 10 out of 10. It is smooth, it is creamy, it is thin, lightweight. You can't over apply this concealer. It won't look cakey on you. You can definitely double it up if you need to with another concealer for more coverage. However, I think the coverage of this one is sufficient on its own, and it offers the color correction. And this pink shade is like the perfect match for me, that brightens and does what I need it to do. It is a really, really awesome option for a kind of corrector brightening concealer. They also have these in skin tone shades and a more like a yellowy undertone as well. They got a little variety of them. They are very much meant to brighten, so it's not a huge shade range. And they're not meant to be skin tone shades. They're meant to be brightening shades and correcting shades. So there's that, because I know looking at the shade range, you're going to be like, No, they're not meant to match your skin. They're meant to brighten and lift and pull forward and highlight. And I think they do a great job of that. And also, don't let the fact that it's called a glimmer trick you. These are not shimmery. They're not a shimmery product. They are a beautiful under eye corrector concealing product. Very much akin to the Age Rewind from Maybelline. It's kind of like that. Just as pretty on the under eye. I really like this. It's just, I like the delivery method of this a little better than the Age Rewind also, because it's a nice little doe foot. It's good stuff. Revlon, you did an amazing job on this one. A 10 out of 10. Also, speaking of things being marketed or having confusing marketing, like that being called Glimmer, this Wet n Wild powder, the brief and information you'll see about this online when you go look at the product makes it sound like it's going to have shimmer in it. It does not have shimmer. It is a matte powder. I don't know why they chose the wording they did, because it makes it sound like it's got shimmer in it, and it does not. It does not. It is just a brightening powder. It is not a glittery, metallic, highlighty, glowy powder by any stretch of the imagination. There is no glow in here. This is just a matte powder. It's just, maybe it's not like the flattest chalky matte, but it's still a matte powder. I don't know why they worded things the way they did. Did that person not know what the powder was when they wrote that copy? I don't know, but they're wrong. So anyway, okay. Now let's move on to some cheek products. Whew. All right, the e.l.f. Camo cheek products. We have got the liquid contour bronze or bronzer contour and the camo liquid blush. Let's talk about the bronzer first. This comes in some beautiful shades. It is ultra pigmented. Tiny amount. But what is great about this is you get a little bit of playtime with it. You can blend it. It's not going to set down on you too quickly where you're not going to have enough time to get things blended. You get a very, very nice amount of playtime with these. And the fact that they are so pigmented gives you a lot of versatility with them. I have the shade Air, which is the perfect contour, slight bronzing shade. Mostly contour on me. It has that nice shadowy taupiness. Not too gray, not too warm. It is truly the perfect tone. And this is going to last me forever because I only need such a tiny amount. And it works so well. These are great for underpainting over a foundation. They perform beautifully. I love these. And again, a nice shade range, a lot of nuance. These do offer a little bit like kind of coverage. They're a little bit more opaque and pigmented than say the Halo Glow ones that they have, which they have a contour or bronze shade in. These are a little bit more, as the name suggests with the camo, they're a little more hardcore, but they are also not hard to use. I would just say use with caution and a light hand. I like to apply them with a little brush, as you see in the demo, to kind of keep things under control. And then I go back with my foundation brush and kind of even things out. And I've had a heavy hand lately. I don't know what's going on with me. I have been overdoing it with my liquid products like the last week or so. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, this liquid contour is amazing. Definitely rivals any high-end liquid contours on the market. And I am very, very impressed with it. Same goes for liquid blush. It is an impressive formula. it looks smooth on the skin. It's not going to highlight texture or anything like that. It's nice, creamy, leaning into like a matte airbrush finish. I think both of these have that kind of airbrushed quality to them on the skin. They're not shimmery, shiny by any means. They're just a nice cream that kind of will dry down to a skin-like finish, but they're not flat matte, but they're not dewy or anything either. They're really good kind of long wear, lock it in products. I think they would be great for oily skin, dry skin, whoever. They're going to work for you. The blushes, beautiful shade range, very pigmented. I really am enjoying this mauve shade that I have. It's so small on here. I think it's called Mauve Aside. I don't know, but I'm very much enjoying this mauve shade. I think it's really pretty. It's, again, easy to use, very pigmented though, but you get a lot of playtime to blend, and it's easy to kind of work with and correct. Yeah, good stuff. And they have some really, really unique, pretty shades within the range. I think there's like this really pretty like lilac color. Yeah, I don't know why the mauve shade, I love mauve blush, so it's immediately what I was attracted to, and I think it's a really pretty shade of mauve. It has that little bit of warmth in there, which I very much enjoy in a blush, where it's that more nudie, kind of dusty, a little warm, a little cool. You kind of don't know what it is type of shade. It's not really easy to describe. Yeah, that's my kind of mauve, where they're not like gray lavender mauves. And speaking of cheek products, this from Natasha Denona, this is the My Dream Face Palette. Yeah, it's my dream too, Natasha. These are my kind of colors. I love this. Again, you got one of those very neutral mauve shades that is like your cheeks but better blush, if that makes sense. Like, it's blush, but it's not blushy. It's a nude blush, and I love those kind of colors. I think they suit a multitude of skin tones, especially fair skin. I think they are so pretty on fair skin, especially if you're somebody who doesn't like blushy cheeks, but you need a little something to bring some life in. Something like this is where it's at. It's not going to be vibrant. It's not going to be a blush like takes over your look or anything like that. This is a subtle, natural blush, and it's so pretty. The formula is like a slippy, smooth, almost cream powder hybrid type of product. It reminds me of like her Slip Cream eyeshadows that she put out in the I Need a Warm palette. It is such a wonderful formulation. Just buttery smooth. And then in the center you got a gorgeous creamy highlighter, and then a powder, kind of a powder highlighter on this end that is so slippy and so smooth again that I don't really think of it as a powder. It's maybe more like, feels like a silky kind of putty formulation. Like there's a softness to it. There's a creaminess to this one as well. It's not like a true powder. And this one in the middle is an actual just cream product that is so glowy and so pretty. Like, oh, she's pretty. And then you can layer these up and get like super duper glow. And it's just this gorgeous kind of nude, natural tone or shade of glow. Like, it's wet looking glow. It's not glittery, it's not metallic, it is wet shine and so pretty. Also nice packaging, great for travel. This is really good. It's got a nice mirror in it. I love this. I'm so happy with this. I like it so much I ended up buying the cherry one also, or the berry pop cheek trio as well, because I was such a fan of this one. I was like, well, I'm gonna need the other one that she's got too. So yeah, the My Dream little cheek trio is wonderful, and I did pick up the My Dream palette. I just haven't gotten into it yet. Okay, and for brows, this brow gel right here has been a drugstore game changer. This is the 24-hour brow lamination from L'Oreal. I love this brow gel. This is like the Benefit brow setter, but better. And I love this little teeny tiny spoolie we got here. It gets in there, it does the job. It locks your brow hairs in place. You can laminate them down and get a nice kind of, that kind of flat laminated look, or apply it like you would a regular brow gel for just regular old hold. It does it both, and it does a great job. And it doesn't feel crunchy in the brow either. It's a really nice formulation. I'm a huge fan of this. I love it. This is my second tube. So yeah, I can't stop reaching for this for my brows. It is a truly wonderful brow gel. Okay, and last thing for makeup we have here is this lipstick from Estee Lauder. I know, one random lipstick, but there's something about this lipstick that I just love and I find irresistible. I love the component. It is this beautiful metal rose gold kind of fluted situation. It's just gorgeous to look at. And then I love this little tiny slim bullet that we have here. And the formula is so nice. It is a smooth, creamy, pillowy matte lipstick in the most beautiful shade. What are we called? This is called Right Place, Wrong Time. Is that right? Wrong Place, Right Time. That's what this is called. And yeah, it is so pretty. This is one of their Pure Color lipsticks, I believe. What are we called? Pure Color Explicit lipsticks. So this is what the shade looks like. It is just this gorgeous, deepened, kind of reddish color. I don't know how to describe it. It's a deep red with just a lot of nuance in there. It's a little bit warm, it's a little bit cool, it's kind of neutral. It's just a deepened red that I really love. I love that kind of shade. I think it's a very sophisticated color. It's classic, it's very elegant and vampy, and there's something very like just sensual about a shade like this that I think is so very pretty. And I love the component and the formulation. It's a wonderful lipstick. Is it an affordable lipstick? No. Could you find a decent dupe of it at the drugstore? Probably in the these from L'Oreal, maybe. I think you might could find a similar shade, but there's something about the whole experience of this I just really enjoy, and I like it, and I'm happy to have it in my collection. And yeah, I find myself really want to reach for the shade when I'm going for something a little bit more vampy. Especially in the winter months, I was really into this one, and pairing it with the gold palette, such a wonderful combination. Yeah, so I love that. So I had to include it because it's just so pretty and just it feels good to use. Y'all know what kind of coffee I'm drinking? You'll never guess. This Louisiana girl is drinking Tim Hortons coffee. My friend Kelly from Canada, she sent me some Tim Hortons, and it's good coffee. It really is. It is a nice coffee. It was funny. My pastor's wife, she's been ordering her Tim Hortons online because they're from Michigan. Apparently you can just kind of get it at the store up there. And she's like, I'm missing my Tim Hortons. I'm going to order it online. So she's just been buying online because I think she's getting a little bit of community coffeeed out because that's like the coffee brand here. Anyway, Tim Hortons is nice coffee, good stuff. It's a cozy coffee, if that makes sense. Like there's something just warm and cozy about it and just gentle. It's like a warm hug in a coffee mug. I like it. All right, I actually don't have any skincare today to talk about, but I do have a body wash, so maybe body skin. This is the Olay Super Serum body wash. Y'all, this is a beautiful body wash. This is my second bottle. It's got wonderful skincare benefits within it. I think it makes my skin feel really good, but my favorite thing, honestly, is just the fragrance. I love the way this one smells. Now, this is the for normal skin one. They all smell different. They have like 3 versions, and they all have a different fragrance. The normal skin one has a wonderful fragrance. I don't know how to describe it, but I love it. Ooh, I really like it. Yeah, so this is 5 ingredients for luminous skin. I notice my skin doesn't feel dry. My skin is liking it. Do I notice some miraculous crazy change in my skin? No, but I think it's doing nice things. I'm not dried out and itchy, so there's that. And this does have a niacinamide, BHA, collagen peptide, vitamin C, vitamin E, and say, hey, I'm not gonna complain about that. Do they have a body lotion though in this, particularly in this fragrance? Because I'm gonna need that. I want a whole range of stuff like this. I know they have the face stuff that's the super serum, but I want more body care. in this range because the fragrance alone, it sold me on it. And then the nice ingredients, and it's pretty to look at here. Yeah, I think it is a really, it has a nice lather to it. It has a nice kind of a creamy texture that lathers really well. It feels good on the skin, and it's not stripping or drying feeling. It feels really nice. It feels like a face wash or something, really. Like it's a very nicely formulated body wash. So I'm a fan, and I want like a whole, I want bubble bath, I want perfume, body spray, deodorant, everything in this fragrance. It's such a good fragrance. Okay, so let's move on over to hair. And it's gonna be kind of funny because I'm gonna be talking about curly hair products with my straight hair today. I did a blowout yesterday because I did not have time for the marathon that wavy curly hair is. I needed to wash it. I needed to get it dry. And to me, I can rough dry it and have a ball of frizz and then smooth it out with my round brush really quickly. I have one of those T3 heated round brush things. That takes me half the times it does to actually like go with my natural texture. And if I just air dry, it's not good. It's not good. So I didn't have time to mess with all of that yesterday. So I'm gonna insert some footage of my hair with these products in it so you can see its potential of curl and how curl enhancing these things are. I have wavy curly hair. I have a very loose curl pattern. It likes to be ringlety, but very loosely, and it likes to make big giant sausage curls is what I call it. But they're loosey-goosey, and as the days go, they loosen up a little bit and just get a little more frizzy. I have found though with these products, I'm getting a little more longevity out of those curls and not have to work so hard to refresh things, less frizz. My hair's been generally happier in its natural curly state. Wavy curly state, rather. First thing I want to talk about is this shampoo and conditioner from Living Proof. This might be my holy grail, top 10, like #1 best shampoo and conditioner I have ever used on my head. These are so unique. They help your hair clump together and start enhancing the curls and starts basically the styling process while you're washing. They are beautiful. So let's talk about the shampoo. Now the shampoo is for waves, curls, and coils. It is a sulfate-free shampoo. It's a creamy, rich, low lather shampoo that is the first step in healthy curls. Now this is going to be your kind of more everyday shampoo. I recommend you do a reset wash with a detoxifying, clarifying shampoo at least once a month, if not twice. I kind of do as needed. So yeah, and I also recommend the detox shampoo from Living Proof for that as well. Living Proof has quickly become one of my favorite brands. I don't know what's happened, but they have stolen my heart as far as hair care goes. This is your first step for healthy curls. Infused with our Healthy Curl Complex, it gently cleanses without stripping while providing superior slip for weightless detangling, leaving you with stronger, more defined curls. It is color safe, silicone free, sulfate free, no SLS, no SLES. So this is that nice, gentle shampoo to use on your normal wash days. And this doesn't make your hair feel dry. It doesn't make it feel stripped, yet it makes your hair feel clean. It leaves your hair feeling clean. I have used plenty of sulfate-free shampoo in my day, and I have disliked the majority of them. I always felt like my hair felt dirty. I got fine hair, and my hair is also kind of tends to get oily. And I've noticed like a lot of the sulfate-free ones were just, they felt like I had product in my hair still. Like it didn't feel clean. This one actually makes my hair feel clean afterwards without feeling stripped and dry, but it feels clean. It feels like I actually washed my hair, and it doesn't feel stiff and straw-like and dried out. I can actually like run a brush through it if I wanted to. I can actually kind of detangle it. Don't recommend doing that, but you can. My hair is just extremely tangly, so There is no detangling when there is shampoo in my hair. This has such a conditioning feel, yet a cleansing feel. It's awesome. I do double cleanse with it. I tend to do that with all my shampoos because I use a lot of hair products and I like to get all the buildup off my scalp in particular. But yeah, this has been one of the best shampoos I have ever used for wavy curly hair. This truly does something special. I mean, a close runner-up is going to be the Curlsmith Essential Moisture shampoo, but this right here, this is somehow, I don't know, a game changer. I might have to buy me the gigantic one when they do that sell, like the liter shampoos. This is one I would get because that's how much I like it. I'm so tickled with that. Same goes for the conditioner. Amazing slip. It doesn't feel heavy in the hair. It is one of the oddest conditioners that I've used because I thought when I put this in my hair, I was like, oh, this is not gonna detangle. I don't feel any slip. This is not gonna do it. Like I was immediately like, no. And as it set in my hair for a minute, I worked it in. The tangles started melting away and slipping out, and I was able to detangle my hair in virtually no time. It left my hair so moisturized feeling, but not weighed down. These are perfect if you have thin, fine, curly hair, because they're not going to weigh your hair down. It is the most lightweight moisturizing shampoo I've ever used, or conditioner rather, that I have ever used. It is really unique, and when you do the squish chicken dish kind of method, immediately curl clumps. Like even before I do that and I'm just detangling my hair and I'm going through with my brush, my hair starts to try to like clump together and kind of ringlet up a little bit without any manipulation. I'm like, oh, okay. This stuff's good. This is good. Yeah, no heavy residue. And it's also infused with their Healthy Curl Complex. It encourages the groupings to form so that you can start defining curls straight from the shower. That is exactly what it does. It really does help those curl clumps come together and just, I don't know. It's kind of magical. It's kind of magical. I really, really enjoy that. So even if you have the loosest wave pattern, this is gonna like do some good things for you too, because it's gonna help those waves be enhanced. So yeah, I am obsessed with that shampoo and conditioner. That I'm gonna have to get the biggins of those because they are that good. Moving over to more of like a foam product. This is from the drugstore. This is Camille Rose. This is the Spiked Honey Mousse 4-in-1 styler. Nettle root infused. This is a lightweight setting mousse infused with honey and nettle, crafted to smooth strands, boost shine, and set curls. Now this is a pretty light hold product, but it is volume enhancing and nourishing, and really does help curl clumps come together during styling. It has a beautiful fragrance, and I have really been enjoying this. I can use this by itself and have a nice loosey-goosey kind of curl day, more of a wavy day. But when I use it in conjunction with the gel that I'm about to talk about, girl, I got some curls. But anyway, this is a wonderful kind of a volume boosting, shine boosting mousse alternative, because I wouldn't call this a mousse. I would call this a foam, even though they describe it as a mousse. It's got that pump situation. You can actually smell the honey in this, which is really nice. And I think there's something very nourishing about this product, that it's not going to feel heavy in the hair or anything like that, but it definitely gives the hair a lot of love that it needs. I have dry hair, especially towards my ends. It gets very dry and kind of, crunchy, a little coarse on the ends. Even though it's thin and fine, it's still kind of coarse. At the same time, I just don't have a lot of hair. Maybe that's I have low density hair, and so I still need things to add volume, but I need things that can also really smooth frizz and nourish the hair at the same time without it being weighed down. This is one of those products I found that does a really good job with that. I don't think this doesn't really cast on me, but it does help kind of keep things together. It gives a little bit of gel, a little bit of mousse, all in one, but it's more of a light hold option. So I like to use this in conjunction with a gel. That being said, I think this is just a beautiful product all around. And I so far have been very impressed with everything I've tried from Camille Rose. I like the rosemary oil, really like it. I like this, and the gel I'm about to talk to you about is really unique. Next up, the gel from Camille Rose. This is one of the most unique gels I have ever used. This is the Curl Maker Marshmallow and Agave Leaf Extract Gel. It is a sweet defining jelly enriched with smoothing marshmallow and agave extracts. This is, just a really unique product. It offers hold and keeps your curl clumps together without a cast. I'm trying to describe this in an appealing way, but what I'm about to say is going to sound like it's not great. It has a greasy feel. It has kind of a greasy, sticky feel to it, which I know sounds so weird and unpleasant, but it does amazing things for the curls. It keeps them together, it keeps them frizz-free, and they just clump and go right back into their curl clumps. Even after you brush your hair, they still go back into their curl family with this. I don't understand this gel. It is a weird gel, but I think it's a wonderful gel. It's done so good in my hair. The trick is don't over apply. If you use too much, it's gonna get product heavy. It's gonna feel kind of greasy. In my hair, because I have thin, fine, loose curl pattern. If you have thicker hair, coarser hair, coilier hair, this is gonna be really, really good for you because it's so moisturizing and nourishing. But even in my hair type, it works so well. I just use lesser than I would of a typical gel. I use about 2 to 3 pumps of this one, and it really is kind of a game changer. You could definitely pair this up with something that's super duper strong hold if you want to. I did that the other day just to see what it would do, and it did great in that way, and it kept my hair from getting so frizzy. This is something else. Very defined. I've never used such a defining gel that was so soft at the same time, and it's really a unique formulation. I don't think it's gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but it's really unique. I've been more into definition that is a little more wild, a little more Carrie Bradshaw-esque. That's typically what I've always kind of enjoyed my hair to look like, just kind of unruly in a way, but still have some definition. This is that perfect gel to accomplish that without things getting frizzy. Okay. Let's talk about lifestyle. Now, if you're not interested in faith-based content and talking about that kind of stuff, you can go ahead and click out now. You will not hurt my feelings in the least. I understand. There was a time that I felt the same, and it wasn't that long ago. So I'm very understanding of that feeling. So if you're not into talking about faith and all of that, you can just click off here. No harm, no foul, no biggie. However, I would love for you to stick around and talk about these things with me and just, I don't know, listen with an open heart. Just give it a listen if you want to. But if you don't, that is totally fine. You will not hurt my feelings by any means. I still appreciate you and value you as a viewer and as a person and as a friend. Whichever you may fall into that. I consider all you guys out there that comment and hang out and watch my videos, I consider you guys friends. You're not going to hurt my feelings one bit if you're not into this kind of stuff. You're not going to change the way I feel about you at all. I totally understand, and just know that I still completely and totally value your friendship, your viewership, whatever you want to call it, and very much appreciate you. Let's go ahead now and get into the lifestyle portion of the video, which is going to be mostly faith talk. It's going to be all faith talk. Who are we kidding? That is all I have got written down on my list. Let's start with, I got baptized and confirmed at my local church. Well, I got baptized at my husband's parents' church and his family's church, because I didn't have a local church at the time, that I spoke to his family's pastor, and I loved their church, and I love my husband's family so very much. And I love going to church with them. That was my first real church experience, was going with them. And it just felt right for that to be where I was baptized, because it was the beginning of this journey for me, was at that church with that pastor and with my husband's family. I don't know, I felt like that's how it needed to be done. Okay. And yeah, so I had full immersion baptism in a swimming pool, and it was very kind of low key. I didn't want it to be a big deal, really. I just kind of was like, I want to just do it and have the people that I love and care about there, which was my husband's family, and some of the people from my church up here came down, which including the pastor and his wife and the deaconess, and just friends that I have made at that church that have become like family just immediately, meant the absolute world to me. And then my best friend Claire was there. It was just, I have a hard time talking about like these kind of serious stuff, because I don't know, it's emotional, and I'm not good at talking about these things. I can write them, I can type them out, but when it comes to verbalizing them, I'm just not good at it. Good at it. But I'll put it to you this way. I'm just gonna say it. I said to myself when I went into the water that I'm dying and I'm being buried with Christ, and when I come out, I'm reborn. And that is what it felt like. When I come out of the water, it felt like I was taking a breath for the first time. And this could sound cheesy, maybe, to some people, especially I think if you're not spiritual or, into that, a Christian, you're probably not gonna really, you're gonna think, yeah, because look, I would have said the same thing. Honestly, I would have said the same thing a couple of years ago. I'd been like, okay, weirdo. Something changed in that moment, even though I think up to then, the Holy Spirit had been with me. They say that God pursues you. And that was part of the sermon we had Sunday, during Trinity Sunday, was about how He pursues you. And it really felt like that. I can look back throughout my whole life, through the darkest, worst moments, and see how Christ was there protecting me and holding me. Even though I wasn't really a believer then. But I think I just didn't understand the words. I didn't have the words then, or the understanding. I was very immature and rebellious and hard-headed, and just a turd. I was a little butthead. Contrarian. And but He was always there. It is not our work, it is the work of the Holy Spirit, and it is promised to you in baptism that you receive the Holy Spirit. But I think the Holy Spirit does come to you beforehand. It can come to you beforehand and lead you to that moment. But everybody's faith tradition's different on baptism. We're not here to do apologetics and polemics and all of that jazz. Just, I grew up very secular in that I had never been to church before. I had no real influence with that, and didn't really know that much about it. So obviously I wasn't baptized or anything like that. My parents would have probably said that they would describe themselves as Baptists, but I had never been to church a day in my life. Cultural Baptist, is that a thing? Like cultural Catholic? Just because where I live in the South, you're mostly just, it's Baptists and Pentecostals and non-denominationals, like the main things here. I mean, obviously we have other traditions, but those are the big ones. But anyway, following my being baptized, I started confirmation. I didn't know you could do confirmation first. Look, I did things kind of backwards within within the tradition that I've joined. I did it totally backwards, and off the rails. But hey, it's just how it happened and how things played out. And yeah, it was, I think, that's part of God's plan, I guess. Anywho, following being baptized, I was confirmed with my husband in the Lutheran church locally within the LCMS Synod, and that has been one of the most amazing things to ever happen to me. I remember speaking to the pastor that baptized me, family's pastor. I'd had a meeting with him way back in like September of last year, and maybe September, October-ish. I had a meeting with him about, being baptized and all of that, and talking about finding a church in our area. And essentially he was kind of like, God will lead you where you belong. Because I was like, I want to be a part of this. I need to be in it, kind of thing. I don't want to just be on my own. I feel like I needed that community. And anyway, he told me, he's like, God will lead you where you belong. And around that same time, I saw a video that was just talking about different denominations, and it described the Lutheran Church. And then I saw Pastor Will Whedon's video of him with 10-minute Bible Hour, I believe is what it's called, describing the Lutheran faith. I'm going to link that video over here. And that, I said, all right, sold. I'm in. I immediately Googled where my closest Lutheran church was, and guess what? Maybe a mile from my house. Right there. It's like right there. I was like, it's that cute little church that I've passed my entire life, that I've looked at every day that I've passed it, and have been attracted to this building my entire life, because I was like, it's so cute. There's something about it that always pulled me to it, seeing it when we would drive by. I always wanted to know what it was like inside, and it's just one of those landscape fixtures that you see every day, and it always makes you feel kind of nice to see it. Lo and behold, that is our local Lutheran church. So I asked my husband, I was like, next time you're off work, because he works shift work, I was like, the next time you have a Sunday off, do you want to go to one of their services and see what it's like? And at the time, they didn't have a full-time pastor. They have one that was driving down from 2 hours away doing service in the afternoon. So their services were at 3 in the afternoon, which was, that's kind of weird, but okay, cool. And we get there, and it was the most welcoming experience, for one thing. And just seeing the liturgy, all of it, felt God there. And see, this is it. we came back the next week, and then by that time it was Advent, so they had started doing the Advent services during midweek, and we started going to the midweek services. And then the pastor retired that was coming down, so we didn't have a pastor for a little while, but I continued to go. Me and my husband both continued to go as the deacons were filling in and all of that, and just immediately feeling home with everyone there. Just like instant friends, and just so welcome. Started going to Bible study, and Bible study on its separately has been such a blessing. Finding this amazing group of people that's traditional confessional Lutheran church, that's law and gospel, scripture based. It was everything that I was looking for in a church. But there it was, right by my house. Immediately was home, and I look forward to Sunday every week. I look forward to Sunday. And getting confirmed within the church meant that I could now take part in communion and be a full member. And that first communion, just nothing like it. And nothing like the communion every week, really. It has been a true blessing to get to sit at the Lord's table with the angels and archangels and the multitudes of heaven, and to be in communion with all the saints at the same time, and realizing that there are millions of people across the world and we're all doing this same thing. It's been a beautiful experience. And it's been what I feel like has been maybe a crash course into Christianity here, where it was like just headlong into all the things. I feel like I got that crash course in everything of discovering the toxic community online of bickering and arguing and getting so put off by that kind of stuff. And you go through that little phase of questioning everything and the ecclesiastical like anxiety and all of that. I feel like it just was like a crash course of all this stuff in under a year. And it just be like, well, here's this week's theme for you. Out of that is just the refining fire, and found that built a stronger faith through it all. Like prior to my confirmation, actually, I was kind of in a pretty dark place for a minute there. Just not doing great. Very stressed. Very just mentally not great. And that first communion and that following week, it was like all of that just melted away, and this stronger faith emerged out of me. And every week it just gets built and built and built. And every day, every second, it gets built stronger. And it's just such a beautiful journey, really. And it's something that I wish everyone could experience. And I want everyone to experience it. But let's say I just want to give you a quick little kind of cliff notes of being baptized, joining a church, being confirmed into the Lutheran church and the Lutheran faith in the LCMS Synod. Has been a life-changing, beautiful experience. That's what this has been. I'm a new person. I am a different person. I think in that baptism, well, I'm still me. I'm a different me. I don't know how to describe it. The talk of old Adam and then putting on the new creation. It's real. It's real. And it's the truth. So there you go. Anyway, Cliff Notes version there. I do want to talk about some of the amazing fellowship, though, and friendships that I've built within this church have been amazing. The blessing that Bible study, women's Bible study, has been. It's just a small group of us sitting around a table every Sunday morning, and we work our way through a part of the Bible. We are currently doing 1 Corinthians, which has got some spicy topics in there, and it's brought a lot of really rich and deep, complicated conversation that has been so edifying and wonderful. So wonderful. Those are like those moments where you say like you feel the Holy Spirit there guiding those conversations. Absolutely. Like they are just amazing. And those Bible studies have become something so special, a real source of joy for me. I can read all the commentaries I want at home. I can watch all the podcasts I want at home and lectures and all of that. I can sit there and read the Bible over and over. But there's something about sitting with other people. There's something about that setting with those ladies, those sisters in Christ, sitting there, and we go through these really hard topics sometimes, and things, you tear up sometimes, you get emotions, and because it's deep stuff you're talking about. And we did a whole catechetical class on death, and that was just whew. And we not only do we do just Bible study, but we do catechesis and catechetical classes on like the role of the church, the body of Christ, what that is, kind of refresher stuff on our catechism as well. And it's more than I could ever imagine. And having that response, the interaction makes it so fulfilling, because you get to interact with other people and hear their takes on things and their way of looking at something, and it just makes it so much fuller, because it's not just what is in here and what I might think intellectually, but we're guided by a teacher in the class who is guiding us along and teaching us, and that one-on-one guidance in that way has just been irreplaceable. And I never knew that could be like that, and it has just been one of the most beautiful surprises along the way. And just that sistership that we have built in that within the church has been amazing. Like, I have never seen that kind of love amongst people before. Truly people caring for one another. And it just amazes me every day when I see it. And it's softened in here so much and helped me understand how one loves their neighbor and forgives and does these things. It's because I'm still very much learning that kind of stuff, the basics. I feel like I'm still learning. So that's been a really good experience. As somebody who's never been particularly social, finding maybe it was just the situations I wasn't socially in. Maybe I just needed to find that place that I felt where I could be myself. That's what's really, I think, special, is that I don't feel like I have to be someone else there. I am just me. My weird, quirky, don't always say the right thing, messy, whatever this is, human. I can just be that there, and I don't have to pretend to be anything else or try to be anything else but me. And just that the radical acceptance. I've never experienced that before, and that has been wow. Wow. I don't feel like I have to be something I'm not. I told my friend Claire the other day, I was like, I'm listening with fresh set of ears and seeing with new eyes and feeling with a new heart. Or like I have a new set of ears, eyes, and heart, and I'm just kind of erased everything, all my preconceived notions and thoughts on things, and just letting myself be rebuilt in Christ, and learning anew what feels like the true way to be, and just becoming a new person. And I had no clue it would be like this. And you hear people say these things and you think they're crazy. I thought they were crazy, but no. It's like, oh, okay. It just, getting to take part in those events. We've been doing workshops and classes and a lot of education, and getting to volunteer and do some outreach, some community outreach, has been wonderful. I'm really, like, any opportunity to do anything, I am there. I have become that person that, you know, when initially we started going that first couple weeks, really, okay, well, we're not going to get like that involved or anything, you know, we're just going to go on Sundays and just, no, nope. Anything that comes up, like, I'm there. Sign me up. Let me do. We did, like, I helped with vacation Bible school. Me, yeah, with children, did that. And just having that openness to learn, that's been a little bit different for me, where I'm not combative, I'm not going, that contrarian in me is completely gone. That that part of me is no more. It's weird. I'm so willing to just be open and learn, and be open to just, yeah, heart has been softened. So something else, though, that I have discovered that I very much enjoy, and kind of through Bible study and listening to some lectures and things, just before I started really going to church, I discovered I really like theology and diving into Christology and Trinitarian stuff and all these concepts. I really like that. I love learning about theology and Christianity. I love the church history side of things. And what's funny is the studying, which you think, well, you know, it's more intellectual. It's not spiritual. Even the more academic side of it makes me feel closer to God. It builds my faith even more. And reading these, you know, more academic things, and I've basically been LARPing as a dark academic seminary student lately, and having the time of my life with it. Girl, give me a good theology book on some whatever topic, part of the Bible. Give me a good Bible study. I will get my notebook out. I will take so many notes. It could be the most high theology type of book. I'm going to be into it, to just, let's learn about Noah's Ark. I am here for it. I love it. I discovered just this thirst for knowledge that is not coming from my head, I think. It comes from in here. It's what's driving it. And I feel like a sponge. Like I'm just absorbing so much information. And I just finished a book called The Trinitarian Controversy, which is kind of it's not an easy read. It's about how the Trinity was formed, the Trinity's in the Bible, obviously, but the way of speaking about it leading up to the Nicene Creed, how all that came about, the correspondence and all the key theologians and church thinkers and writers at the time, and how they worded things to get to that point, like Irenaeus, Origen, Tertullian, Athanasius, Augustine, all of that. And reading their writings, I had a notebook this thick of notes. Look, you don't want to know my personal Bible study I do at home by myself. You don't want to see that notebook. It's a binder. I am a copious note taker, because that is how I absorb the knowledge, and I like to write things down. And I had so much fun going through that book. And it was such crazy timing, because I finished the book Saturday before Trinity Sunday, that we do the Athanasian Creed. And I was just like, wow. And I had such a good understanding of what was going on. And we had this amazing sermon that day, and Bibles. Man, it was a good Sunday. I have since returned the book, but I'll have a picture of it here if you're interested in Trinitarian stuff. I recommend this book. It's a small book, but it's a dense read. and you're gonna want to take it. It's one you're gonna want to focus on, and you can't skim it. It's not a skim book. it's a read book, and it's very academic and very good. So thankfully, I do have a deaconess at our church who she just finished the deaconess program, and she's, I think, getting her in MDiv now, but she's been kind of passing along a few study materials to me in books and recommendations. And so right now, that the Trinitarian controversy was her, so I gave that back to her. Now I have one on the Old Testament to go through that is like this thick. It's a beefy in-depth book, which I'm like, yes, I can't wait to sink my teeth into that one. Anyway, I've been very much into the academic side of things, and finding out that is really how I maybe express love for God in a way, and maybe that's how I feel close to him too, is through academia in a way. It's kind of an odd thing, but I have found so much joy in that, and listening to lectures. It started with listening to Father Josiah, an Orthodox priest. Occasionally he would have a video that was, talking about something that wasn't social. It was more, about something in the Bible. And I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. And then I found they had an app that actually has like theological lectures. And I sat there and listened to so many of the lectures on theology. That's like, I know a lot of his videos kind of lean on YouTube. They tend to lean into like culture war stuff and commentate on that, where I want theology. I don't want to hear about culture war stuff. I've had enough of that. I'm so sick of that kind of content. So anyways, through their app, Patristic Nectar, which is free, there's hundreds of hours of lectures in there, and catechetical studies and classes that he has given from an Orthodox perspective, like, Orthodox Christian, which I'm not Orthodox. So, and depending on your, faith, your denomination, or whatever it is, there's going to be that element of discernment you're going to need to use. Like, I know there's some stuff that, that he says we don't affirm, vice versa, whatever. I'm coming at it from a Lutheran perspective, but I also was initially drawn in through a lot of the teachings of Orthodoxy, which is what led me to Lutheran, oddly, which just seems to be not that uncommon, I'm learning. Anyway, I think Patristic Nectar is a wonderful source, though, if you are looking for some great theological studies, some great theological lectures, particularly from an Orthodox perspective, but there's a lot of it, it's going to apply to all Christian denominations, because there's obviously a pretty big shared through line there of Christ and, Father, Son, Holy Spirit here, that's a shared thing. And mostly the differences are going to be some sacramental stuff and this and that. If you're Christian, I don't need to explain this to you, right? Just, you're going to have to use some discernment listening to it, because there's give some things that you're not each faith is going to affirm. Like, there's the whole filioque thing, and then Mariology, and this and that, and saints, and you know how it is. So you can bear all that in mind of how you feel about it. The core information within those lectures is wonderful, and it is from a very faith-based perspective, a very not so academic perspective, but it's so beautiful to listen to. Especially, I recommend the lecture on Revelation. That one was great. The one on the Ten Commandments, wonderful. And the one with Ten Commandments, I think there's a lot of shared ground there, of course. And so I tend to listen to the ones that, they're pretty denominationally neutral-ish. Those would be wonderful lectures to listen to. And along this journey, I found Dr. Jordan B. Cooper. Not Jordan Peterson, Jordan Cooper. Big difference. Dr. Jordan B. Cooper is a Dr. Reverend. However you want to put that. He is a true academic, also a pastor. So I think he teaches I can't remember what type of theology course he teaches, but he was teaching something at Cornell. But he does amazing free lectures on YouTube. Hours and hours and hours and hours of lectures that you can just dive so deeply into. And they're coming from a Lutheran perspective. But you don't have to be Lutheran to listen to them, just like you don't have to be Orthodox to listen to the Patristic Nectar lectures. Use your own discernment. I think he said that his audience, more often than not, are the majority aren't even Lutheran. They just listen because he talks about church history. He goes into Christology, that a lot of it is pretty much a shared concepts. And yeah, his videos have been so edifying. I don't know if I can express how much I've learned from his videos. It's just whoa. Right now I'm going through, it's probably a 10-hour lecture total that's on just Christology. And it has been so interesting. And it kind of was coinciding with the book I was reading. And it's just helped to round out my understanding of my own faith. These lectures and books and this academic side of things, it really helps me. While I can still leave stuff to mystery, it helps me also have some understanding at the same time. And it's just, to me, it just strengthens my faith all the more. If you're also looking to just learn a little bit more on the academic side of things about the Reformation, church history, the differences, and some denominational stuff, Dr. Jordan B. Cooper is a great source for that. Another great resource has been the Lutheran Study Bible app. Yes, they have an app. The Concordia Publishing House puts out. It is very cheap. It's $8 for the year. I don't know. It has so much study material and commentary. It has been so useful to have because its commentary is so developed, where it has quotes from the church fathers and patristics in there. I love that kind of stuff. So that is referenced in there, and it is such a full, rich commentary. It also includes prayers, and just it's a good commentary. I have really found that to be a very useful tool in studying, because I like to look at multiple commentaries, and read different translations also helps when you're studying a verse or whatever. And having that app with that commentary in it has been wonderful, because I also have my Bible that is more non-denominational commentary in it, just kind of a general Christian commentary. And then when I want to go deeper into more of a Lutheran perspective, I have that study app, and it's been so good. It also has some devotional material in there where you can do read the Bible in a year, read the Bible in 2 years type of stuff, which I've been doing that. And during Lent and Advent, they put up daily readings as well. So that's been really nice. On that same topic of daily readings and devotionals, I do have a couple of little devotionals that I wanted to show you in a book that I have been working through. So for my baptism presents, I got a couple of devotionals, and I got a Psalms book. So I got this one from my friend Kelly in Canada. That's our joke now. She calls me Anna from Louisiana, and she is Kelly from Canada. I guess she's Kelly from Toronto technically, but whatever. She sent me this book called Faith Alone, which is a daily devotional of the sermons from Martin Luther, and that has been so good. Now, I'm not following the dates. I just kind of read daily through it. I actually been reading with my husband before bed. This has been such a wonderful little addition to our nightly routine. We do a devotional called Portals of Prayer, which I think CPH puts it out. I don't know, it's a Lutheran devotional that you get at church. So we do that one in the evenings, and I've been reading a sermon from in here written by Martin Luther, and there, various topics. It'll have a little Bible verse, and then so you kind of know what it's going to be about, and then it's just one of his sermons. Yeah, it's been a really fun read. I've very much enjoyed that. I also have this one that I got called Words of Peace and Protection, Devotions for Women, and this is, I think, compiled by Donna Snow, or at least has a writing from her in it. But I think the people that wrote it are from aren't all Lutheran, but this was, the introduction's from Donna Snow. She is a Lutheran devotional, or writer. But this was put out by Concordia, which is the Lutheran publishing house. There's also Justin Centers, which is another great publishing house. Anyway, so this was put out by them. So yeah, and this is just a daily devotions of talking about going through times when you need some peace and comfort. And let me tell you, some of these have been very timely. They just talk about moments of fear and how their faith brought them through it, different little trials. And it's been beautiful to read. And, each one maybe has a little bit of a theme, a psalm or something going on. I very much enjoyed this and found this to be a very comforting, just cozy, uplifting devotional. Because, look, not everything has to be academic. Sometimes we need things that are just heartfelt and a little bit more on that spiritual faith side of things, a little more heart. And this is definitely a heart book, and I very, very much enjoyed having this to read, and it's kind of been a comfort. And another thing that has been quite the comfort is reading the Psalms with Luther. This is a book of Psalms, and it has his actual explanation of each psalm within it. It has how it fits into the commandments, I believe, and petitions of the Lord's Prayer. And it just has a little commentary on a particular psalm and the psalm itself. It also has how to sing the psalms in the front of the book. This is more of an academic, or more something you would get at church or have it in your church library type of book. And yeah, it's just been very, very lovely to read and comforting read. It has a prayer after each psalm as well, and yeah, very rich, theologically rich, enriching, edifying, all the things type of book, and it's just been a very meaningful daily read. It's one of the things you can just read every day and continue reading through it over and over and over, and found it to be a very comforting book as well. I brought these with me traveling when I went out of town because I was I need these with me because I might need them, because we had gone out of town for my dad to have surgery, and it was very stressful. Yeah, so I brought those with me because I needed the comfort of them. I found quite the joy in daily devotionals and studying and diving headlong into deep theology. I'm loving it. Any and every topic within Christianity I have found a joy in so far and have loved doing studies in. Let me know what devotionals that you maybe enjoy down below, or if there's any particular topic of study within Christianity that you're into, and do you find that kind of stuff helps build your faith? Because I think that quiet time, that study time, prayer time, all of these things, and having the prayer roll, it keeps the faith strong. It keeps you in it. I've found when I would go maybe a week or two of kind of slacking and not doing that, I felt myself feel empty, and I could feel a change in myself. And this, to me, keeping these devotions and scripture front and center of my life and the structure of my day. Part of the structure of my day has been a really big focus. And one of the things that I like that Father Josiah does say is like, we're Christians, this is how we live. And yeah, this is how I live. I live with my devotions and my daily scripture readings and my studies and liturgies. And I even, if I can catch it in time, I watch the live stream of the daily chapel. And I feel like I have embarked on one of the most beautiful journeys that I've ever been on, and do feel like I have been reborn. It is such a strange, I think, maybe to our modern way of living and thinking, and especially being someone who is secular and kind of a little bit of a snob about that kind of stuff. To now understand it, yeah, it's amazing. I know I gapped at you a long time about that, but I just wanted to let you know some of the resources and things that I found that have brought me a lot of joy and kind of actually makes me feel closer to God to listen to these lectures and read these books and to do these kind of studies and in-depth things. That are they necessary? Absolutely not. The only thing's necessary is the word sacrament. That's what's necessary, but these things I found to be what during the week when I'm on my own keeps me close to God, is maybe approach him through a mix of a spiritual and academic lens that is, to me, something very beautiful. And you know what? I'm going to mess around and end up going to seminary is what's going to happen. But anyway, let me know your thoughts down below if you made it this far. Thank you. Thank you for watching. And let me know your thoughts down below on everything we discussed today. And I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and may the peace of the Lord be with you all. And yeah. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.